Hi, everybody. Welcome back to SDI Coffee Break. Again, we're with Dr. Mauricio Corona, who's joined us. Hi, Mauricio.
Hi, Dave.
And we're again talking
me.
in this wonderful
Good.
series of videos about ITIL4 and the changes. Now, in the last session, we talked about some really cool stuff again around about value and service improvement and continual improvement, which is a bit of a change. Now, one major change I think that I noticed was the change in the process to practice. Which some people are gonna, that was the one big thing I went, wow, what does that mean? So maybe we can talk about that, Mauricio. Why the change from process to practice, and what's a practice?
Absolutely, it was really interesting, and we even had tons of discussions about what would be the right naming for this. And we got several proposals by groups, and then we said, okay, this is something that we should reconsider, because maybe even this word in other languages, for example, in Spanish, wouldn't mean anything at all. So after hours and hours of on-site discussions, then we arrived to the conclusion that the right way to call the core of the ITIL would be a practice. And if you consider this, well, ITIL4 is an ITIL, historically speaking, is a best practices framework. So, that's the main thing. Now, that's the wording, but what about the why do we need to evolve this term? Well, if you consider the term processes, it's just activities synchronized or with several order. We have an input, we have an output. It's enabled by some resources, and on the upper side of every single process diagram, then you have all of the control stuff, like the process owner and the CSFs and the KPIs and that stuff. What we saw is that, well, companies have been struggling by adopting ITIL because they are treating processes as silos. They said, well, incident management, and they are just focusing on incident management. Problem management, and just right there. Or capacity management, and the team is just working right there. Hey, what about the inputs, the outputs? They should work together on a systemic way. So we said, well, we should rephrase we should start with the service value system. Remember the SVC? Then we previously discussed the SVC, the SDS, that's the service value system, then the service value chain, that is the SVC. Then we have value streams, and those value streams will be enabled mainly by practices. Those practices, the definition is that those are a set of organizational resources designed for performing work or accomplishing an objective. So we created practices there.
That's really interesting, actually, because if you look at historically the word practice in the UK, if you look at health. Way back, people, doctors back then, it was a practice, and that's what they call practices now, because it was somebody who just picked up a book and decided to practice medicine. So I think that makes sense as well to me. And practice is more about continually getting better as well, isn't it? If you practice something, you get better at it. And that sort of thing about practice makes perfect. So I think it's a mind shift. It's a massive mind shift, I think. From process.
Absolutely. It's a huge change. It's a huge change. Because you're just, instead of being a process silo focused and thinking, I'm the incident manager, I'm the problem manager. No. You are just the head of a practice, and that practice means that it should be an organizational practice.
Yes. Key word, man, because you come back to that system thing, and if you look at the word organization, right, it's organic. If you look at organization, these are all organic words, and I think we lose sometimes the fact that when you look at a system, an organization is a system, and you look at IT, it's part of the organization. If you look at a human body, we're made up of separate systems and organs, and I think it makes more sense. And I think if people understood that, for a functioning system to work, you need harmony, then that makes sense again, doesn't it? So I think practice, I like that, Mauricio. And I think it takes away, nice. I think it takes away the challenge of trying to, I've always found that processes, if you abide too much by process, you take away creativity. You take away, and service is creative, value is creative. You don't just pick it up and just, follow a process. So I think that shift, that mind shift from becoming a process owner to a practice owner, or a process to a group, to a practice that is developing something more than just a process is important.
That's right.
But I think what is really interesting was, what does that mean for the service desk? And are you saying that the function of the service desk is no longer a function that uses processes? And
that's very interesting then. Yeah.
So does that mean that the service desk becomes a practice as well?
Yes, that's right. This is something very interesting. Well, when we started the discussion about the updating on ITIL4, the evolution, we started on October 2017. October 2017, we started working about this. So this is 14-month work by researching, by doing very extensive analysis, and then at the beginning we thought that 26 practices are too much. 26 processes, are too much for in ITIL3 and ITIL 2011. So we need to shrink that. Then we start analyzing every single issue that practitioners are having across the globe, and then we said, oh my God, where is, for example, cloud services? Where is, for example, everything about AI? Where is automation? Where is project management? Where is risk management? Those are topics that maybe just once mentioned in some additional paper was mentioned by ITIL, but never in the core book. So we ended up with 34 practices. And then we said, wow, that's huge. Now, how can we create some kind of taxonomy? A taxonomy that would help us to make sense of all of these practices. Then we arrived with three general dimensions. Well, it's not dimensions, it's three general stuff that it's first, we got 14 practices in something that we are calling general management practices. We got another 17 on what we call in service management practices. And we got 3 additional on the technical management practices. And there's something very interested, David. Maybe if you think, well, maybe if service desk is no longer a function, then it should be a technical management practice. Well, after a lot of discussion and a lot of research, we have found that the service desk is the most strategic part of the execution and value creation. Why is that? Because as the single point of contact, once that you deliver a service or a product to your customers, every single consumption, every single question, every single interaction will go and will be handled through a single point of contact. And that single point of contact is the service desk. This is why the service desk became from a functional perspective to a practice perspective. And it's no longer a technical perspective. It is a strategic perspective, so it is based on the service management practices. So service desk is one of the 70 service management practices.
Excellent.
What does this mean? We need to think that the service desk should be developed as a practice. We are having the customer experience right there. We are enabling the user experience right there. We are delivering products and services right there. So it's really interesting.
Do you know what we'll do, I think, right? Because we could talk about this one a lot longer, I think. So we'll maybe finish this one and we'll pick up what that means for the service desk in the next one, yeah? Thank you, Mauricio. It's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Thank you.